Hi everyone, it is May 7th, 2012, and I'm in Antalya, Turkey. I will try to do a fairly stationary video because I typically carry my laptop with me whenever I'm making a video, and this really affects the wobbliness that you've certainly noted in most of my clips. I want to address magic, and namely money spells that I have been doing for people in the last 3 or 4 months. I've sort of tested them to see their validity and kind of gone with my instinct on it. And when it comes to supernatural things, I find that if you're feeling able to do it, you should follow your own logic in your methodology rather than trying to duplicate a prescribed method. And so what I have done is I have taken people I've known to have particular wishes and then followed my instinct as to determine a number or a particular outcome that is relevant to that person, and for the most part what I think is feasible according to their circumstances. So in other words, I'm not going to pray and make a spell for $1 million when really it's clear that this is an impossible outcome, because we really can't make things like that materialize out of thin air for the most part. If I really felt like something of that nature was coming to someone, I would pray for it and will it to happen. But otherwise, it would be deceptive to say that this would work. However, several months ago, I made a spell for a small windfall to come to someone, just enough for him to feel encouraged and as though there is some prospect of a future with some of the things he was planning. And it materialized almost immediately, within 48 hours, if I recall correctly. The second time, I requested in a prayer format an absolute windfall that would coincide with the new year. And this also happened. Although, if you request something very specific, often it comes and then like nothing follows it, if that makes any sense. So just because it comes through doesn't mean that it's an end to all the problems. The third time was much more specific and bizarre in my estimation. But someone I have contact with, I asked her really what she was in need of in the short term, and she said that she wished for not a tremendous amount of money, but enough to feel secure and to advance some of her other goals, to be more specific but vague enough not to reveal who that person is. And she was selling her house at that time with plans of relocation. So the number came to me, $50,000. And so in a prayer, I specified that that's what I wished for her to generate, not for purposes of vanity or with the purpose of overconsumption, just so that she felt like she had more room to breathe. And I got an email a few days ago that this number did materialize in the transaction with $4,000 to $6,000 more. But I think the final number in savings will be $50,000. And so somehow when I was making these arrangements for people and asking that God and the environment provide for people, I obviously believed in it enough to engage in that activity. But I was very surprised at how on point it has been, and I think this will be another aspect of the tarot platform that I'm doing. There are a lot of other kind of supernatural things going on right now that seem to have been activated by the travel, which was my intention in the first place. And I think that we are all enabled to be much more activist and active in helping people advance in the world. And I really wish that people would be more open to this. Every unit of currency you spend has a social impact. So if you are, instead of just throwing your money at things in your daily life, you can use that money to really advance other people's goals. So if you're wanting to save money and you know someone who's in financial straits, be willing to live on the floor for a while and pay them some kind of rent for a couple of months so that they don't have to secure interest-bearing credit somewhere else, that kind of thing. If we all actively do that, I think we can really reshape how things are going. And the transformative election in France yesterday could really be an indicator or a bellwether that it's time for people to be very active in what they're doing with the purpose of helping society as a whole. So I hope this message makes sense. Thank you for watching. More to come. Bye.